Terry again with Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care with Bo, the 6-month-old husky puppy. He's here for a 3-week board and train with us, and so we're out getting ready to take our walk, and you know, as you saw previously, work with him a little bit on the leash and collar. So we're going to be doing more of that and teaching him to basically walk in a heel position, just using the leash and collar. Right now he's in a sit, which again just communicated to him that through a little bit of upward leash pressure. He's doing really well. So here we go. Let's see how he does. Let's go. Okay, so I did the major work with him, you know, letting him kind of go out to the end of the leash, doing some 180s. Now we're just going to kind of fine tune it with a little bit of little tiny leash pops when he tries to move ahead. I've got my arm behind my back actually, so I want to teach him to stay back a bit, and you know, when he starts to move up, I just pop to the side a little bit, and teaching him to kind of, when he's in that position, he doesn't, you know, feel any pressure from the collar. When he forges ahead a little bit, I just do a little pop back, and that's it. So it's a series of little pop backs until he learns that when he's in the position where he's supposed to be, he doesn't feel anything. Okay? Not the easiest to videotape and do this at the same time, so may not be the prettiest, but let's see. So again, there's not constant pressure on the leash. I don't want there to be constant pressure. That would be me just holding him in position. I don't want to do that. I want him to learn to stay in that position by himself. And again, when you've got a dog that's used to just kind of going wherever, you know, in the beginning it takes more effort, obviously. But we started with the 180s, which were the, you know, letting him kind of go out to the end of the line, and then just that gentle pressure turning and going the other way. And once the majority of the major forging ahead has stopped, then we do this, which is just tiny little leash pops. I don't know if you can see that. Leash is loose. He pops, you know, he starts to move ahead, I just pop the leash a little bit, just tiny, tiny bit. If he goes to sniff the ground, I pop up because we're walking. I want him focused on walking, not on, you know, things that are on the ground or being distracted in general. This kind of walk really burns a whole lot more energy for them because they have to focus, concentrate on staying in position. And that's not to say we won't take time outs here and there to let him go potty, sniff, explore. But it's going to be like 90-10, 90% walking, 10% of that other. So and we initiate those times. In other words, we don't let the dog pull us over to, you know, an area that they want to sniff or pee or whatever. That would look like this. I like to actually stop and have them sit, right? And then release them to the potty spot, right? So, you know, he went into that sit with just a tiny bit of leash pressure because he's already learning. Whoop, wrong. Whoop, good. And then I would release him to the potty spot, which I'm not going to do right now, but that's good. I like to do that, teach them to, you know, when you go up to the place where you're going to let them sniff or explore, to actually stop, have them sit, pause for a moment, and then release them to go sniff. That eliminates them dragging you over to any given area. Let's go. So. So again, he's, you know, it's a little messy. He's just getting started. I'm not giving him a whole lot of leash, but if I did, he'd be all over the place, right? So it's just you see how close my hand is to him, right? But again, the leash isn't tight, it's loose. When he moves out of position, or starts to actually, I just do that little pop to guide him back to where he's supposed to be. And again, prong collar, much better, distributes the pressure evenly around their neck. You don't need as much pressure when you are using a prong collar. You need a lot more pressure when you're using a regular collar or slip type like a chain or whatever. And certainly a harness, yikes, a harness is on the strongest part of the dog. You have no control over the head, so not much control over the dog. You need basically brute strength to try and control them, or direct them, I should say. So it is all about training also, you know, teaching the dog what we want them to do, or what's appropriate. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. We got a lot of work to do yet, but we'll keep at it. Stay tuned.